Every working parent has been there, done that, bought the t-shirt, trying to balance the career while raising the family, and it ain't easy. And that was before COVID-19 hit. Throw a global pandemic on top of that, and it seems like the stress and the grind and the guilt, for that matter, simply triples. We are truly in uncharted territory. Joining us this afternoon to talk about that is Dr. Bahira Trask. Dr. Trask is a cultural anthropologist at the University of Delaware. Dr. Trask, thank you for joining us this afternoon.
Thank you so much for inviting me, and good afternoon to you and your audience.
So help me out here a little bit. There is so much pressure right now. Sometimes the stress simply to balance work and life can seem unmanageable. What can you say to help us?
First of all, you're not alone. Everybody is in the same boat. So we are all feeling it. And it has to do primarily with the feeling of uncertainty. We don't know how long this is going to go on. Speaking as an anthropologist, humans like stability and certainty, and we can deal with crises when we need to. But when it goes on and on, as this one has, I think it's very difficult, pretty much for everybody across the board.
So what can you share with a parent who feels like they have to be productive all the time, both at work and at home?
I'm in this boat myself. I have 13-year-old twins, and I'm a single mother, and it has been quite the challenge. And what I've really learned in this situation is that creating a schedule, it sounds so basic, but having a schedule really helps. Every morning, I tell my children, I discuss with them what they need to do, what I need to do, and we come up with a schedule, both of what needs to happen, but I also incorporate some time for us where we're going to do something fun. So this summer, I've taken them swimming, or we go for a walk with the dog, or we bake something. So it's important to have both in your routine. That said, it doesn't work every day. So you have to be flexible with yourself as well. You know, you've got to give yourself some leeway and realize some days you're just not going to get done what you need to get done. And then you have to find a way to make it up on the next day.
So, Dr. Trask, we've got another curve thrown in here. The school year is about to start. There's a lot of uncertainty involved with that. What can you help us with parents about that?
Each situation is somewhat individual. It depends if you have flexibility in your job. For example, I'm one of the lucky people. I have a very flexible job, and the university is letting us work from home. So I'm able to create my own schedule. For people who are considered essential workers and they have to go in and their kids are at home, my heart goes out to them, because that is the most difficult situation of all, and especially if you are on the lower spectrum in terms of income. So for people who have more money, it is easier because if they are married, they're able to maybe do things in shifts. But I think the most difficult situation are for people who are on their own with young children. And in general, people who have children under the age of 12 or 13, children that are not that independent yet, they're the ones who are struggling. So I think working out an arrangement with a family member or with a friend and sort of, exchanging blocks of time for supervision of the children is very important. Or if you have extended family, having someone come stay with you. I have a couple of colleagues who've done that, and they've created basically a family bubble where, an aunt has come and stayed in the house and helped with the school supervision, that sort of thing.
So let's expand the scope here just a little bit. What can you share with grandparents who are trying to handle these different days?
Again, I think it's a very personal situation because we have the issue of infection, age, and danger involved here. So, people need to be very careful before they bring their grandparents or their parents' grandparents into the house that they are infection free. So I think that that's the first step in this. The second is if you are able to create that bubble, there's a plus side to this pandemic, which is that it's allowing for stronger family relations to form in situations where people are harmonious with each other.
Dr. Bahira Trask with the University of Delaware, thank you so much for what you've shared with us this afternoon. It's wonderful talking to you.
Thank you for inviting me.